All right, before you guys start at me with the comments, we're going to talk about Solana today now. And part of this is just to give you an update on what's happening within the ecosystem, because everybody's asking why is Solana, exploding right now. We're going to answer that and also give you some warning signals. So you don't want to miss this one. Stick around. It's going to be good. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back into Tech Path. All right, a couple of points I want to hit on, and that is self-custody. You are just now getting in crypto, maybe for the first time, and you have not explored self-custody, or maybe you've been in crypto for a while. This is the thing to do. Self-custody wallets are the only way to go. What this simply means, you are in control. When you make your trades on an exchange for safety, get your tokens off of that, put it in. Now, if you're going to do some trading, okay, fine. That's you stay on exchanges, rotate in and out. But if you're looking at long-term holding through this market, then you need to move them off. And that is where you get into self-custody. Very simple. Go to Tangem. It's very simple. Tangem.com. Here's what I want you to do is get the 3-card set. The 3-card set is super secure, and it's also going to give you a lot of backups. So in case you lose one, you're not stuck. That's a very important thing, because remember, if you are on self-custody, it's all on you. Just like if you put cash under your mattress, it's all on you if it gets lost. So be aware of that. Always, always be and do your due diligence of how you store that. But anyway, point being, self-custody way to go. Get your wallet, use the code down below. It's going to give you a discount. All right, a couple of things I want to hit on right here, and that is this right here is why we might see a lot of things happening. And of course, Solana, and what I'm talking about is Robinhood. Robinhood, of course, is going back in and going full on in the UK. This is the supported crypto that you've got available over in the UK. You're going to notice a lot of them that are delisted here in the US and are available. Of course, Cardano's there, Solana's in there. Then you've even got, I mean, look at this, Uniswap, Solana, Shiba, Sandbox in Robinhood right now. Again, probably some reasons why we're starting to see a little of this stuff moving. We kind of talked about this quite a bit in a lot of our Robinhood videos, is that at some point we are going to see a relist here in the US, and it's absolutely going to make these tokens, I think, take off because of the demographic that Robinhood brings to the crypto market. So just be aware. That is another reason that we are seeing this. All right, so another thing is Jito. Jito, of course, everybody's been talking about. You've probably seen this. You can, still congrats to everyone who got some drop. Jito, of course, is a little bit of, if you're listening to this now, you're probably too late. But the point being is that you want to know why Solana, the ecosystem, is moving at the pace it's at right now. Jito, of course, you can kind of see trading volume a little over 1 billion right there on CoinGecko. And when you get into the point of why, you're going to start to look, and there's some reasons here because of the staking, but look at how many holders seem to be holding on to this token. And the reason, of course, is very simple. There's some pretty insane staking positions right now on this. And if you look at the overall transactions on Solana in terms of total value locked and the volume, all of this happening right now on Solana. So again, this is the reason. More ecosystem advancements on Solana, and I think this is one of the things that'll just be, additional fuel to the Solana engine as we get into a lot of things. We're going to talk about quite a few today that are causing this. All right, so this is where the Jito liquidity is, and of course you can kind of see the staking, which is Kamino. We'll talk about that in a second. And right here, boosted APY, still holding almost 12%, so very interesting. And like I said, if you want to know why this is moving, what's causing these transaction lifts on Solana, these are the things that are out there going on in the market. And I'll show you some things right here. So a couple of points here. Solana-based decentralized finance protocol, Kamino Finance, now getting ready to introduce points program. That's going to happen. Let me kind of zoom in on that for you guys a little bit. And this is, of course, Kamino is going to launch their token airdrop. Obviously, all this tied to the SOL network. And that is going to be what we'll see in terms of the expansion of Solana in general. Remember, this all boils down to total value locked, how much is going across the network. Again, very positive, but there's also some negative things that fall into things that are happening within Solana. I'll get to some of those. One thing I will say is that don't do this. This is a tweet that kind of shows you the process of how these airdrops are occurring. So next round of Solana airdrop alpha, take your SOL, stake it on Marinate. You'll receive MSOL. Take your MSOL, lend it on MarginFi, borrow Jito on MarginFi, swap that for JitoSOL for SOL, and then take your SOL and stake it on Marinate again, and then you'll receive some MSOL. So the point is basically this is arbitrage. But the point I'm getting at, do not go into this direction, guys. Stay away from this. I understand maybe some of you guys are degens out there and you want to go super degen down the rabbit hole. All right, fine. It's your funeral. But I think for anybody getting into this right now, stay away from that. And anybody else that's kind of pushing you in that direction, that's just one to stay away from for sure. Now, to look at the dashboard, right here's the DeFi dashboard. You can kind of see what's happening right now. And it's absolutely skyrocketing right there, just moving like crazy. Obviously, here's a rundown on it. And one of the things that you have to be, I think, aware of when you look at just the amount of transactions that we have seen, obviously all this on Solana, is the fact that we're starting to see this movement so early on. And remember, Solana, not even, what is it, about 3-4 weeks ago, we were in the mid-30s. Solana now just cracking $70. This is a big, big deal. Question mark will be, how far does Solana move in this cycle? Does it reach its all-time high, or does it blast through and potentially become blue ocean, meaning what's the limit? Sky's the limit. That's going to be the factor here. When you look at what's happening within Magic Eden, the NFT platform of Solana, the ecosystem, Mad Labs up 58%. Look at this green. Chad's, it's crazy how much is up. So be cautious within these. I know NFTs are going to continue to fly. Remember, NFTs are up a lot right now because they were at the absolute basement of the basements. So they had any movement really would make these look as though they're flying. But the reality, when you look at the long term, they're still highly undervalued. We're going to see a lot of new winners in this ecosystem. As an example, on Mad Labs, and you can see this absolute skyrocket right here. Again, value of Solana, much like when ETH goes, you're going to see that ecosystem in those NFTs move, whether it's Bored Ape, whether you're into Pudgy Penguins, whatever it might be. The point being is when your value of these NFTs start to move with the token prices, all that correlates to what's happening. So key there, if you are getting into NFTs, you've got some great, I think, some great opportunity ahead of you. A couple other things I want to hit on right here, which is kind of interesting. This was on Solana Mobile, and this is the Saga phone. If you haven't watched our video on the Solana Mobile ecosystem and the Saga phone, go back and watch that video. Just search Saga on our channel. You'll find it. But Solana basically came up with an airdrop worth $10 worth of BONK tokens. Remember BONK? I think you might. And then now, remember, the phone cost $1,000, all right? So now these airdrops have already almost 30x'd in value. So you've got that situation happening right now. Now remember, this is where there is, I think, a little bit more of a challenge, and that is the uptake that we've seen around the Solana mobile phone, because they need a certain number of users to be able to really get devs to start building on that ecosystem, and it's not there yet. So that's a problem that Solana needs to solve in terms of mobile adoption. It's going to be a big one that I think needs to be addressed by Tolly and their team. All right, so I want to go to this one right here. Amazon removes PayPal-backed Venmo as a payment option. This is coming a lot, and of course the stock dropped obviously immediately. I think we'll show you some things here, but I want to highlight a couple of points here. October of last year, Amazon announced that it would begin to offer Venmo. Okay, everybody was happy. A year later, Amazon notified its users on Wednesday, this week, that they're dropping Venmo as a payment option, and the company will no longer let users pay using PayPal-backed payment methods beginning January 10th. So this is just in a few weeks. All that starts to disappear. And of course, PayPal stock closed down. So we're going to probably see this. Now, what does this mean for PayPal? If you look at the chart, you can kind of see this is on the 5-year. A lot of these major events, which I believe this would be one of them. I mean, Amazon, come on, you're talking about the biggest retail ecosystem in the world. And you've got these events, and immediately we see adjustments in the market. Immediately we see a dip, another dip, and now we're getting ready to have another one right now. So who has been calling for this? Who's been forecasting what this is going to be doing around PayPal? Well, it's none other than Cathie Wood. Cathie Wood, remember, chose Block over PayPal. And this was in reference to the Cash App Bitcoin focus. And again, this goes back to her whole thesis around crypto in general. So she's staying on point and not only talking her book, but walking her book around this. So this to me is brilliant. And remember, this was back in April of 2022. That's how early she knew what was happening. So big deal. So there's this huge report I want to jump to, and this is VanEck, 15 crypto predictions for 2024. Couple of things here. We're going to scan fast. There's a lot of them that I want to get to. You can kind of see most of this is pretty general stuff, and we've shown most of this report before. However, there are some new elements. Here, ETH L2s, Ethereum is going to implement their new EIP 4844. This is dank sharding. Don't worry about these technologies. Mainly what it's going to do is just reduce transaction fees, and everybody needs to be able to do that, especially on the layer 2 side of this. So who's going to win? Arbitrum, Polygon Optimism, others. So be looking for that. That could be a move within the ETH ecosystem. So that's one to watch. NFTs. NFT volumes will approach a new all-time high as speculators return to crypto and gravitate toward top NFTs. Agree. Watch out, though. There's going to be some NFTs, I think, that may not get the run that we saw last time. And I think there's going to be some new ones that surprise everybody. So just be aware if you're into the NFT market, you need to be in deep. So it's very important. Another one that I want to hit on is number 9 right here. Decentralized exchanges. Market share of spot crypto trading will rise. I agree. To an all-time high. Throughput chains like Solana, totally. On-chain trading experience for users, we've already seen this. And most likely, when the power of Phantom is realized by the rest of the world, that wallet could become one of the major wallets of use. Remittances. Given the use of Bitcoin Layer 2, this is where we get a little shaky. Layer 2 Lightning Network, some remittances corridors, Bitcoin, staking, could become a narrative for 2024. Transaction costs rising on Bitcoin blockchain, we already know that. BTC maxis will start spreading the word around staking on Bitcoin network and earn a yield. Don't think that's going to happen. I just don't see that one in layer 2, especially on Lightning. So put that one as a prediction that's not going to happen. Another one, IMX is most likely to become the top 25 coin by market cap. This could happen because of mobile gaming and how they're playing certain partnerships to make this happen. They're talking about the release of Illuvium, Guild of Guardians, and other high budget games, but I think it's going to be mobile. You know, our team totally in on mobile for IMX, and that might be the winner for them. The other thing to play against that, though, if you don't want to go the IMX route, is just go Polygon. That'll hedge into it because Polygon's going to win if IMX wins and vice versa. So it's a good one. Solana will become a top 3 blockchain by market cap, total value locked. Active users, fueled by the rise, Solana also will join spot ETF wars thanks to a flurry of asset managers submitting filings. Yeah, okay. Top 3, it's going to be a hard road, but I think it could get there. Getting an ETF, ooh, that's going to be a tough one, but if anybody, I think any token can pull it off, it's going to be something like a Solana for sure. The other one here, PYTH flips Chainlink. We've talked about PYTH before here on the channel. If you're not following us, go back to some of our videos on kind of our market update videos. We do a lot of drops on that. And also we talk about these in our Diamond Circle quite a bit and in our mastermind group. So join that as well. You get a lot of those kind of things. But anyway, PYTH flipping Chainlink, it's kind of the Oracle Wars. They do essentially the same thing. You look at the market cap on these. Let me go to PYTH right here. Fully diluted right there, 4.7 on max supply. If you look at Chainlink, 16.7 right now. So it would be a long run, but if it were to happen, wow, PYTH would be a big, big player. Further into this report, let's go further in. Hivemapper, one to watch. We've had those guys on the show. Helium, we're going to have Frank Mung on from Helium talking about their decentralized network next week. And you don't want to miss that. There's going to be some, I think there'll be some big news on that. Helium, of course, has been running up the charts as well here recently, again, because of their launch of Helium Mobile and all of that good stuff. So all this is happening, man, right now, all at one time. Coinbase will be the first publicly traded company to break out and report layer 2 blockchain revenues. This will be interesting. Build on base. Interesting. All right, other one I want to hit on, of course, is Render. Why is Render moving up the charts? Well, Render did something very interesting. Its market cap just went to an all-time high. Now, if you're brand new to our channel, you probably don't know about Render. If you are an OG on our channel, you know about Render. We've been talking about this token for quite some time. We still see upside in what's happening around Render, but more importantly, remember that Render is still not completely into Solana in terms of the ecosystem. It's coming, and the opportunity of what it represents in terms of decentralized cloud compute is huge, and this will happen across all things graphically oriented. Eventually, we'll see AI play into this. Obviously, all of this is very positive, again, for Solana. Make sure and smash the like button, because that's the one way that other people are going to get a chance to find out really what's happening in blockchain, Web3, all those sort of things that could change the future of not only the internet, but investing. So it's going to be fun. Make sure and follow me out there on X. It's very simple. @PaulBaron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.